Cardoso. Oh no. Free Kamilla Cardoso. She is fed up with the Chicago Sky experiment.
You have more than simply an issue when your team loses by 27 points to a lineup that is missing its best player. You have a disaster. Additionally, Kamilla Cardoso has had enough. This wasn't merely a defeat. It was a basketball mugging in public. The Indiana Fever Sans Caitlin Clark embarrassed the Chicago Sky on their home floor as if it were a personal matter, and the Sky strolled right into it like they had never played defense in their lives.
Went into Chicago and just spanked buns, man. Straight embarrassed the Chicago Sky. I mean, what a game. 79-52. Whew, talk about putting belt to rear.
Finish, and let's face it, Caitlin would have easily lost by 50 points if she had shown up that evening. However, it isn't even the most embarrassing aspect. Kamilla Cardoso's icy, disengaged, and obviously irritated body language was what truly stole the show. You guessed it. Who is she stuck on the ground with when the wheels came off? Reese Angel Live.
I've got to be completely honest here. We have to talk about this. She's just not that good. Like, she's just not that good. She's not bad.
I have to be really honest here. We must discuss this since she is simply not that good. The way she is the one in this situation, she simply isn't that talented. She's not awful. Angel Reese is meant to be the pair. This is the intended franchise. Rather, we're witnessing the slow-motion basketball equivalent of a terrible breakup. Static electricity from their friction is now the only chemical interaction between Ree and Cardoso. Cardoso just stands there like a Michelin-starred chef watching someone burn toast while Ree is out here pushing shots and turning the ball over like it's a pastime.
Oh, Angel Reese with her, 12 rebounds, 4 points is all she got? Bro, didn't I say Angel Reese ain't no good, bro? She just a social media star. You saw that outfit she had on? Like, it's freaking hot in Chicago. And she got that hat and that coat. Well, I guess because she's cold, because she couldn't make a bucket. She was cold from the floor. She was trash. Like, Angel Reese is not a good basketball player. I've been telling y'all that. But y'all don't want to get your feelings that you're like, oh, you're a hater. You're a sellout. No, sellout, bro. I'm just an honest basketball fan. A real basketball fan will tell you the truth. Like, yeah, she kind of sucks and she needs to work on her game.
Here's the really bad part. The building did not even include Caitlin Clark. Allow it to marinate. Even when the Fever sat its franchise player, they continued to dominate the gym. The ultimate score was an abhorrent 7,952 thumping. Chicago was defeated by the Fever. After disassembling and rebuilding them from the ground up, they burned them once more, and Kamilla Cardoso, she appeared to be mentally searching Zillow for condominiums in just about any other.
Look at this. Nice pass from Courtney Vandersloot in between Colson and Tasha Howard, and Angel Reese just chucks it up. She just throws it at the rim. No technique, no fundamentals, nothing that looks like anything a person over the age of 12 years old would take part in. If you're 8, 9, 10 years old and you could barely reach the rim, okay, maybe you chuck shots like this.
Please subscribe if you're enjoying it. Over 20,000 spectators filled the United Center, anticipating pyrotechnics, but instead they witnessed a basketball cremation ritual. The Indiana Fever just completely destroyed the Chicago Sky. However, the 27-point thrashing isn't the true tale. Fans were wondering whether Angel Reese had forgotten how to play basketball overnight after her disastrous 4-point performance on 2 of 7 shots. No, Kamilla Cardoso's visage is emblazoned with the true tale. A face that can only be characterized as someone mentally drafting their trade request combined with contempt and frustration. Cardoso, the 6 feet 7 inches former South Carolina national champion who is meant to be the cornerstone of the Sky team, appeared to be attending her own basketball funeral, demonstrating just how dire things have gotten. All of Ree's missed shots, every defensive assignment that is blown, every turnover. Cardoso appeared to be dying a bit more on the inside. This goes beyond a single poor game. This concerns a collaboration that was meant to transform Chicago basketball but ended up becoming the most costly therapy session in WNBA history.
This is actually like our worst loss of the season when you consider that we played a team without Caitlin Clark, without Sophie Cunningham, and even without their head coach, Stephanie White. Angel fans want Angels to be traded. Kamilla fans want Kamilla to be traded. Skytown just wants the season to be over. Overall, it is just not looking good for us as an organization and as a fan base. There's still no updates on Sloot if you were wondering, or at the very...
Let's at least go back to before this catastrophe. With high hopes for the season, the Sky reinstated season leadership in Courtney Vanderloot signed Tyler Marsh, a Las Vegas Aces championship-winning assistant, and added scoring power with Ariel Atkins. The strategy was straightforward. Watch the magic happen when you surround Angel Reese and Kamilla Cardoso with the appropriate elements. Rather, their season is ending more quickly than a paper house in a cyclone. The statistics from Saturday night reveal a total collapse in basketball. From the field, the Sky rocketed from 18 to 55. For those keeping score, that represents 32.7%, and they only made 3 out of 15 three-pointers. However, this is what the box score does not display. During the entire game, Cardoso's body language was louder than a 3 a.m. fire siren. She was seen practically leaving shows involving Ree in several instances. She appeared to have reached her breaking point and discovered that it was roughly 3 Angel Reese possessions ago, with her shoulders sunk in resignation.
Turning your back to your team, walking away from the active plays going on, walking away from the actual basketball action. Yeah, Kamilla Cardoso is not a happy camper over there in Chicago, and I don't blame her. Again, this is another year of the same nonsense.
We discussed the unspoken fact that this beating occurred without Caitlin Clark on the ground. Despite losing their top point guard, the Indiana Fever still had 4 players in double figures, with Kelsey Mitchell scoring the most, 17 points. The Sky's alleged explosive combination, meanwhile, scored 12 points on 4 of 12 shots. You haven't been paying attention if that doesn't cause you to doubt this collaboration in every way. There is no greater contrast. On one side, the Fever are playing as a coherent team, finding open looks, moving the ball with accuracy, and flawlessly carrying out their game plan. The Sky appears to be 5 strangers who met in the parking lot and agreed to play basketball together on the opposite side. There was no movement of the ball. The effort level ranged from dubious to downright embarrassing, and the chemistry was toxic. Kamilla Cardoso had reasonable expectations going into this league. She was the 3rd overall pick in the WNBA draft, the most outstanding player in the 2024 NCAA tournament, and a 2-time national champion at South Carolina. She didn't sign up to watch her professional career be ruined by someone who views basketball as a fashion show with sporadic scoring tries, or to be Angel Reese's nanny.
Look at the frustration oozing out of Kamilla Cardoso. She gets a switch, Natasha Cloud, she's posting her up. We can't get an entry pass to Kamilla Cardoso.
For weeks now, the writing has been on the wall. Cardoso's crazily poor body language when Ree enters her typical pattern of skipping shots and refusing to pass has been the subject of reports. Cardoso has been seen practically walking to the other end of the court during games in the middle of play because she couldn't stand to witness the basketball chaos. That goes beyond simple annoyance. That woman has reached her breaking point and is actively broadcasting it to everyone with eyes. However, the catastrophe on Saturday night raised the bar to a completely new level. For the first time in franchise history, the Sky Statement game was scheduled to take place at the United Center in front of a sold-out crowd of over 20,000 fans who came expecting basketball greatness. Instead, they witnessed a masterclass in how to utterly waste talent and opportunity. This is the most damning aspect of the entire situation. It's not just poor basketball. The Sky's 52 points matched the WNBA's poorest offensive performance of the season. That is a war crime committed against the sport.
NBA, Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky scored the lowest points since 2011. 52 measly points. 52 measly points, the lowest point total since 2011. Folks, there were people in the crowd.
Moreover, let's be frank about Angel Reese's performance. In 27 minutes of play, 4 points were scored. 4 things high school athletes do better in warm-ups. Supporters of Reese will refer to the woman's 12 rebounds as proof of her worth, but 8 of them were offensive rebounds, so she was essentially cleaning up her own trash. That isn't a hustle. That is an example of fundamental basketball accountability gone awry. In 21 minutes, Cardoso scored 8 points and pulled down 4 rebounds, but those stats don't fully capture the picture. Every time she took a position in the post, the ball would eventually find its way to Reese, who would then try shots that someone shooting 28.6% from the field shouldn't have tried. With every possession, Cardoso's annoyance is evident. Her body language was shouting what her professionalism would not allow her to say aloud, and her movements were becoming more methodical.
She is good at getting rebounds. She just sits there and rebounds herself 4 or 5 times a game. Usually doesn't even convert those 4 or 5 rebounds into a bucket even. She's got long arms. She's got good size. I'm sure she creates problems defensively. But she is the most uncoordinated, high-level basketball player around the basket that I've ever seen. I have never in my life seen somebody who is a national champion, high draft pick, famous for being a basketball player, who can't do anything at all around the bucket.
Additionally, the coaching situation isn't making things better. Tyler Marsh promised to convert the Sky into a postseason contender when he arrived in Chicago with a championship background. Rather, he is learning that it is impossible to teach someone who has basketball IQ. Furthermore, a player who views team success as an add-on to personal stats cannot be the center of a winning culture. Marsh has made every effort. Nothing has changed despite moving Reese to new places, altering the offensive scheme, and bringing in seasoned leadership. The Sky's current rankings of near the bottom in turnovers and dead last in assists reveal everything there is to know about their concept of basketball. Even the best coaches turn into glorified babysitters when your star player views basketball strategy as a suggestion and passing as a foreign notion. Chicago's playoff prospects are deteriorating daily, and with their current record, the Sky are expected to miss the postseason for the second time in 3 years. Given their current performance level, the betting odds give them a fantastic 53.49% 49% chance of qualifying for the playoffs. When a team's core is dysfunctional and its purported franchise players are unable to play together on the same court, they don't produce miraculous turnarounds.
I still believe that they're not giving Kamilla enough touches. I think that they give up on her too easily. I think when she seals, they literally can't get her the ball, and it's very confusing to me. And then when they do get her the ball, they throw it at her shin and get pissed at her when she's 6'7". Throw it up there. I mean, she's 6'7". Throw it up there. It just doesn't make sense to me.
To me, however, this is where things become really fascinating. Kamilla Cardoso is able to choose from. She is young and gifted, and she has already demonstrated her ability to compete at the greatest level. According to a number of sources, she has already contacted her representative to discuss potential trades. The woman didn't abandon a South Carolina basketball program that won a championship to squander her best years watching someone else destroy a squad. It is almost poetry in its irony. The Sky believed they were acquiring a dynamic team that would revolutionize their franchise. Rather, they received a chemical experiment that is poised to blow up in their faces. Cardoso embodies all the positive aspects of contemporary basketball. Team-first approach, championship experience, and skill intelligence. Reese is a prime example of the Instagram generation of basketball players. All flash, little substance, and an ego that constantly evaluates her performance. Not able to pay.